It's silent, it's deadly, and it's everywhere. Heroin doesn't announce its presence. On city streets, in suburban neighborhoods, and across rural villages, it quietly infiltrates lives, leaving devastation in its wake. Families are torn apart, careers are destroyed, and the ripple effects are felt across entire communities. Heroin is one of the most potent opioids known to humanity. It creates an immediate sense of euphoria, a temporary escape from pain, stress, or emotional trauma. But that escape comes at a price. As the brain adapts to repeated exposure, dependence sets in. Users require more of the drug to achieve the same effect, and withdrawal symptoms become unbearable without it. According to global estimates, millions of people are addicted to heroin worldwide, and tens of thousands die from overdoses every year. This silent epidemic does not discriminate. It affects young and old across continents. Recognizing the scale of this crisis is only the first step. Heroin is more than a substance. It is a force that transforms lives, communities, and societies. To confront it, we must understand not only what it is, but also how it spreads and the human stories it leaves behind. The journey of heroin begins with a humble plant, the opium poppy. For centuries, it was cultivated for medicinal purposes, valued for its pain-relieving properties. Ancient civilizations used opium in teas, tinctures, and ointments long before the chemical compound we know as heroin existed. By the 19th century, chemists in Europe and North America developed concentrated derivatives of opium, including morphine and eventually diacetylmorphine, known today as heroin. Initially marketed as a treatment for severe pain and even as a remedy for morphine addiction, heroin's potential for abuse was underestimated. Soon, it began to spread beyond medical circles, finding its way into black markets. Illegal trafficking expanded rapidly throughout Asia, Europe, and eventually the Americas. As production grew, so did addiction, creating a public health crisis in countries worldwide. Today, heroin is both a symbol and a reality of the global opioid epidemic, intertwined with social, economic, and political issues. The history of heroin reminds us that substances with medicinal origins can evolve into tools of destruction when misused or when social demand and illicit networks collide. Understanding this history is essential to prevent similar crises in the future. Heroin's power lies in its profound impact on the human brain. When it enters the body, it binds to opioid receptors, producing waves of pleasure and numbing both physical and emotional pain. For someone struggling with trauma or chronic pain, the initial effect can feel like relief, even salvation. But repeated exposure changes the brain's chemistry permanently. Natural dopamine production declines, leaving the user unable to enjoy simple pleasures, such as eating, socializing, or engaging in hobbies. Physiologically, heroin affects nearly every system in the body. It slows the respiratory system, which can lead to life-threatening breathing difficulties. The heart rate decreases, blood pressure fluctuates, and the digestive system suffers, often causing severe weight loss and malnutrition. Chronic use weakens the immune system, increasing susceptibility to infections, while the risk of liver and kidney disease rises. Psychologically, users often develop anxiety, depression, and intense cravings that dominate daily life. Overdose is a constant threat, and without immediate medical intervention, it can be fatal. Understanding how heroin alters the body and mind is crucial not only for prevention, but also for treatment. Knowledge empowers families, communities, and policymakers to take informed action and provides hope for those seeking recovery. Heroin does not simply appear on streets by chance. Its journey from cultivation to consumption is complex, crossing continents and exploiting weaknesses in law enforcement systems. Most heroin originates in regions known for opium poppy cultivation, such as Afghanistan, Southeast Asia, and parts of Latin America. From these regions, it travels along established smuggling routes, sometimes concealed within legal goods transported by land, sea, and air. Traffickers exploit gaps in border security, corruption, and high demand in urban centers. While methods vary by region, one constant drives the trade: demand. The consequences extend beyond individual users, impacting communities, economies, and law enforcement systems worldwide. The drug trade often fuels additional crimes, including gang violence, money laundering, and political corruption. The spread of heroin illustrates that addiction is not just a personal issue, it is a societal problem. Combating it requires international cooperation, community education, and accessible treatment options to break the cycle. Addiction is not a choice. It is a disease rooted in biological, psychological, and social factors. Many users begin taking heroin seeking relief from trauma, stress, or pain, unaware of the path ahead. What begins as temporary relief can quickly become life-consuming dependence. Careers vanish, relationships fracture, and personal goals are abandoned. Families endure emotional and financial strain, while communities struggle with public health and safety concerns. Recovery is challenging, but it is achievable. Evidence-based treatments, including medication-assisted therapy, behavioral counseling, and social reintegration programs, are the most effective ways to reclaim life. Peer support and community engagement play critical roles in sustaining long-term recovery. In many countries, harm reduction strategies like needle exchange programs help minimize risk and connect users with treatment. Heroin is not merely a criminal issue, it is a human issue. Awareness, education, and compassionate intervention can restore hope and help individuals rebuild their lives. With determination, knowledge, and community support, even the darkest paths can lead to light. Each recovered life is a testament to resilience and the power of collective action.